funny enough, so it actually started 5 years ago. My kids used to love listening to me and my cop buddies tell stories around the fire. We lived in Maine, so we would have fires for those who don't have that ability. One of my happiest moments with my kids, my family, and my friends talking around a fire, sitting around a fire. But if I had my cop buddies with me, we try to keep them humorous. They weren't the horrific ones, even though my kids know some of them, not all of them. But they're like, dude, you should. My son was like, you should start a podcast. And I've had many friends say I should start a podcast. So let's see, last year, 2024. So 2021, my son and my daughter on their own made the intro music to my podcast
That's cool.
in
What a cool
preparation
story.
for me to do a podcast. That's how much they. So yeah, my intro and outro music are my children. It'll always be that way. It's just doesn't matter what happens because
That's
they made that for
awesome,
me.
man. That's awesome.
So fast forward, I got out of the Secret Service and had a complete career change, life change, and I found myself, I had a lot more personal time. And I was like, you know what? I got to do this. And so I think I've told the story a couple times, but I came across a home video of my grandfather, and it was like a 2-minute thing. He was just there. He wasn't like talking he wasn't saying anything. But I heard his voice and it brought tears to my eyes because he passed away probably 10 years ago. And I was like, I got to do this. The original concept of the podcast was I'm just going to talk into the microphone and I'm going to tell stories about, in my head, why dad was gone all the time. That lasted one episode. I didn't like it. I was not good at doing that. It lasted 24 minutes. I was like, this is awful. And so I reached out for help, and I just reached out to my brother, Taylor, which, yeah, that's a whole thing, and my friends. And I was like, hey, I'm trying to do this podcast thing. Can we do this? And it was all audio, and I did it on my phone. I had like my earbuds on or something. Terrible audio, like all this stuff. But I was like, I'm just going to do it. And I started having these conversations, and I was learning so much about my close friends and my family. I was like, this is awesome. And then people started listening to it. I don't know if you had that experience, Doug, but I remember my first episode, I was like, oh my God, 20 people listened to it. And I was just so excited that people even gave a shit. So then I started I really enjoy doing this, and I have a wide network of contacts just in the nature of the work that I've done. And it's morphed over time, but now what it is I just want to talk to pretty much anybody and everybody. Actually, let me rephrase that. It's not anybody and everybody. I want to have open and honest conversations about people's lives.
Mhm.
Everyone does have a story if they're willing to tell it. And I don't force anybody to come on here. It's not a gotcha. It's nothing like that. But it's geared around law enforcement, military, and I'm going to say first responders because that's open up to dispatchers. I mean, it's wild, the connections I've started making. And also the other side of the law, right? People who are criminals, and not to ever glorify the crimes they were committing, but they talk about how they got into it. And everyone's story is different: drug use, bank robbery, selling dope, all kinds of stuff. But they talk about their rock bottom and then the redemption side, getting over it, getting better, and progressing in their life and not giving up. So we've started to kind of gain a focus on what the podcast is and what the podcast isn't. We were talking before offline, there's a lot of people that want to come on here and just sell you stuff or class or I don't know, whatever it is. And it just, I can't deal with the inauthentic or the arrogant or the egos. Check your egos as soon as I'm not going to do it. If I record it and I feel it, I might not put it up because I don't like it. It has to be honest because nobody's perfect, man. And I've met some great people. We talked about Mike Morgan, stuff like that. Bad dude, meaning badass is what I'm saying. But he talks about his vulnerability and how it cost him, a couple relationships and how he's now trying to get better and all these things. So that's the focus now. And people seem to be relating to it.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that what makes your podcast and podcasts that are on the platform of the storytelling and the redemption, the win, I think the magic in that honestly is, like you said, everybody has a story as long as they're willing to tell it.